All right. I see the video operating, so I believe I'm capturing at this point. Um, and I'm in a position where we would normally arrive in the orientation place, orientation center. Well, I guess we can call it that.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, well, that's what Evie calls it, I guess. Okay. And we see another person, though we don't know exactly who that person is yet. Um, the person is not responding in voice on the microphone, so
Or on chat.
or on chat, but that's all right. Sometimes people come in and then go off and do something else. So now, and the good thing about this is right away we start with right in front of us. We start with instructions as to how to move, and so in order to move, of course, first we have to click on the screen to, to go into the net. What is Evie calls the navigation mode. Actually, what I say is change the image from a flat image into a 3D image that you can move around in. And I will now move around in it a little bit to see close up the first instructions.
I'm gonna move around a little bit also.
All right. And you see um, the instructions, well, the first instructions is click on the world to begin. Yes, you have to do that if you want to begin. And then when you want to stop moving around in the world and turn it into a flat world, you press the escape key and escape from the three-dimensional world. Okay. And then we've got um, the instructions. Um, this says left-handed mouse and keys. Actually, either preference will work, um, but and I use the keys, which is the up arrow, sideways pointing arrows, and the back arrow if you really want to. I don't really worry about that. You can back up. Um,
And I use the W, S, A, and D keys because I'm navigating with my left hand and using the mouse with my right, so they both work.
Uh-huh. Yes. Well, actually, I do both. I guess I'm so right-handed I can't do much of anything with my left hand. So basically, I shift back and forth using the mouse with my right hand in all cases. But
Hey, there's Evie.
oh, that's Evie.
Evie was being Hello World, and
Mm-hmm.
we've now figured out she's Evie. She's probably trying to decide what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
She
Well,
doesn't know we're recording video.
I imagine that she's well. Yes, she would guess that, but she certainly can hear our voices. Um,
If she's in voice, that's the thing, is you have to actually turn it on.
well, that's true, and that's something that well, we can't do it the other way. We can't turn on voice without people's permission because otherwise they might say something they don't want to say in
Well,
public.
and the reason we do that is because the web world has two functions. Okay, the web world can be a social experience like what we're doing now. We have uh, we have classrooms for children and teachers, or it can be a solo experience. So if you want to come and look through a gallery or walk through the orientation area like we're doing now and not want to deal with anybody else, it can be a solo experience. So that's why we do it that way.
Hmm. Well, that's true. Yes, I tend to view it as almost exclusively, for my purposes, it's almost exclusively a social place. But um, and actually, I don't know of any occasion when I'm not really willing to talk to people.
You are
Um,
always social, boss.
yeah, well, and I'm really an introvert. But let's get on to the instructions. It can click on world to begin, and this is for the right-handed mouse keys. And notice I'm going to point out it says a couple of other things there. Um, it says there's Q and E, which will let you fly up high so you can look around.
Like this.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm not looking at you. I'm up close to the screen. Um,
Well, if you get turned around, let me know. I'm up in the air looking at you.
okay.
So
Yes, I will. I will. I can back up quickly. And actually, oh, there you are up in the air. Yes, I see you way up in the air now.
yep,
You
yep,
went up higher.
yep.
And now you're
Now you
coming
come
down.
back down.
So, and that means you can change your view. You can look at things from high above or um, anywhere well down low if you want to. And
We did a previous video where we were at Stonehenge, and that came in very handy when we were at Stonehenge.
yes, right. Well, yes, it definitely. Well, and it certainly would be of value for look for any kind of looking around at an existing place or a replica of an existing place. So we can go up and down, and then the other keys, WASD, are the very standard keys that are used for games, and they will work. And there's a few places where you actually need to use WASD, and that is if you are going into a web world that is embedded into another web page. In another web page, you do need to use the WASD. All right, well, we got those instructions, and now I'll back off again because I wanted to look to the uh, side, and so I move my cursor so I'm looking to the side, and we want to go out to this other